Hey there, Heather. Ho, there's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome to the major draw that is happening for the PC Replay Baseball Second Chance Tournament. We have 21 teams who did not take top three in the seasons, but took fourth place. 64 teams, the top three from each of the 21 things, including all franchise-ish, will all qualify from spots 1 to 64. Where there's one spot left for the 64th team, and they will be in the seats between 43 and 64. But it's not like they're number 64. So the second chance tourney will see 7 teams in 3 pots. So what will happen is that the 7 teams will be there, and based off the IRL in real life stats, there will be a 1 seed. The 1 seed gets an automatic spot to the semifinals, whereas 2 seed will face number 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. It will be best of 7 for seeding, and of course seedings do matter in a sense. So that's what will happen. So we did the 1908 season, the best of the 20s and 30s, the 1930 season, the best of the 40s, 50s, 1941, 1947 season, 1955 season, the best of the 60s, 1961 season, 1969 season, the best of the 70s, 1977 season, the best of the 80s, 1985 season, the best of the 90s, the 93 and 98 seasons, the dead ball era, 1900, 1910s, the best of the all franchise teams, 2005 and 2016, which I picked up later to make it 21 things. So if you take fourth place, you get to a second chance tourney, which means you could be the 64 team. So everyone's got a number from 1 to 21. And we go to random.org, sequence boundaries. We should format it in 3 columns so it makes it a little easier. Yes. So 1 to 21. So for example, the 1908 Detroit Tigers are ranked 1, and the 2016 Red Sox are number 21. But that doesn't mean they're ranked that way. It's just that when I did the seasons and all that down the pike, I'm doing it in sequential order in a sense. So let's take a draw. Let's take a look. Let's get our sequence. 1, 2, 3, go. So this is your sequence. All right. So the first team in number 1 is number 12. So yeah, I'm just making sure that I'm just going to do it this way so I can remember. Okay. So 12 is the 1977 Dodgers. So the 77 Dodgers got in. The 77 Dodgers weren't actually the 4th place team. It was the Phillies who took 4th. But because the 77 Phillies did better in the Diamond Decades best of the 70s group, then that means they got the better seed. That means that Philly would be replaced. And the Dodgers, who played Cincy in a 1-game playoff, if you remember the 1977 playoffs, jumped into 4th. So they will be in. Next is number 4. That is the 1957 Milwaukee Braves, who won the championship, who won the World Series from the Yankees that year, which was a shock. But yeah, the 57 Braves who took 4th in the 40s and 50s season, 57 Braves. So they are given a chance. Next is number 18. That is the dead ball, and that would be the 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates. The 1909 Pittsburgh Pirates, they won the World Series. The dead ball legends of Fred Clark and Babe Adams, among others, winning the 1909 World Series. They took 4th in the dead ball thing, so the 1909 Pirates are in the group. 13 is the 1980s. That would be the 1980 New York Yankees, who were semifinalists. They lost the LCS in real life to the Royals, who finally got over the Yankees. The Yankees were 4th in the 1980 set, so they'll take that number. 16 is 93. That would be the St. Louis Cardinals, who lost the NLCS in the thing. 93 St. Louis. I don't know how they did. They weren't in the playoffs, so they're not going to get a good seed. And the 93 Cardinals taking 4th. Yeah, they lost that LCS to the Giants. 57 Braves lost their LCS to the 42 Cardinals. The 1909 Pirates lost their LCS to the 1906 Cubs. They got to fourth. The 80 Yankees lost their ALCS to the 80 Royals. Just like we realized, 90 Cardinals lost to the Giants. Next is 7. That is the 1955 fourth place team, and that is the Boston Red Sox, who didn't make it. The 55 Red Sox, who lost the 55 LCS to the Yankees, but yeah. Yeah, so the 55 Red Sox, no, sorry. Yeah, the 57 Red Sox. 55 Red Sox get into that group. And lastly, number 17 is the 1998 Cleveland Indians. They made the playoffs, right? Did they lose the LCS or no? I think they did. I think they did take fourth place, right? Because they won the division in '98. I know that. I know the Yankees took care of Texas. I think Cleveland took care of Boston or something like that. Right? Yeah, I don't remember. Sorry about that. I don't remember '98. Yeah, I don't remember the Red Sox beating Cleveland in '98. Yeah, Cleveland got to the ALCS in real life, so that changed that. So, what do we have here? So the one seed will be, let's see, 57 Braves lost to the 42 Cardinals, who won the World Series. The 1909 Pirates lost to the 1906 Cubs, who did not win the World Series. Yeah, so the 57 Braves are going to be the one seed. Number 1, and then number 7. The 2 seed will be the 1909 Pirates. The 1909 Pirates will be number 2. They got to play first round matchup. They'll face the 7 seed. Well, 80 Yankees lost to the Royals, who took second in real life. And the 98 Cleveland lost to the Yankees, who won the World Series in real life. So Cleveland will get the better bounce, so they're fourth. Those fourth. Yeah. 3 is the 77 Dodgers, so I guess we could have got a 1977 postseason because the Dodgers were there. Yeah, there we go. So the 77 Dodgers are number 3. Yeah, so they're number 3. 98 Cleveland. Yeah, 98 Cleveland. Number 4 because they lost to the 98 Yankees in real life, who won the World Series, whereas the 80 Yankees, right? And the 80 Yankees will be number 5. Now the question is who's number 6 and who's number 7? Who do I want to throw? Boston and St. Louis. Well, St. Louis lost to the 93. They both missed the playoffs. 93 National League was the Phillies, who lost the World Series. The 55 Yankees won. So we'll go Boston number 6. So the 1955 Red Sox will go number 6. And we'll face number 3, right? Yep. So there'll be the 6 seed. And the 7 seed will go to the 1993 Cardinals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, so the 80 Yankees will face the 90 Cleveland squad. The 55 Red Sox will play the 77 Dodgers, and the 93 Cardinals will play on the '09 Pirates. The 57 Braves, by the fact they won the World Series, and the team they beat in the 57 season, the 40s, 50s thing, actually won the World Series. So the 57 Braves get the bye into the semifinals and all that. So that's how we will do it. Based on final team and DH for all teams. So that's what the first group will be like. So the 57 Braves kind of get the bounce to worry about things. Yep. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. Autoplay. Yep. So that's how everyone will set up for the first few games and all that. All right. So we got that done. And then new postseason, your second chance record B, right? All right. So let's go to the next group, B. All right. So the first B is 3. So that is the 1930 fourth place team. That is the Brooklyn Dodgers. The 30 Dodgers. They didn't make it through. They didn't do that well. So the 30 Dodgers are in. Next is number 19, which is the all franchise, which is the 1962 Anaheim Angels. So the 62 Angels, who actually made a bit of a rally in the 1962 season in real life, but didn't. I don't know. They took second. I think they were third or fourth, but yeah, the 62 Angels are going to be in that group. Next is 15. That is the 1990s. That would be the 1994 Expos. So the 94 Expos, who would have won the World Series. So lots of sports writers said that the 94 Expos would have won the World Series if that season had continued. I believe it. So that's why they're going to probably get a benefit. Now, the 94 Expos weren't originally fourth in the top 4 in the Diamond Decades 90s. But because the 1998 Houston Astros actually finished, well, the 98 Astros, the 98 Astros finished third, well, both third times in the Diamond Decades and the 98 season. We went with the seasons because the 90s decades are like we could have had another franchise easily. So the 1990 Oakland A's jumped to third, which meant their fourth place needed to be filled. And because they needed a second National League team, I decided to go with the 94 Expos. So sue me. So the 94 Expos will be there. Next is 8. That is the 60s, the best of the 60s, and that was the 62 Giants who lost the championship to the Yankees. In fact, McCovey, if he had that ball 2 feet high, like in the Charlie Brown cartoon, the Giants would have been the World Series champions. I know the 62 Giants will be in the B group. Yeah, they took fourth. They lost to the 60 Braves in the Diamond Decade 60s. The 94 Expos didn't do it. 62 Angels, because the Angels were fourth in the thing. We went there, and I didn't have to buy the 02 set. In 1930 Brooklyn, they were fourth. They weren't, well, they were behind the Cubs. Next is 6. So that is 1947 New York Giants, who I don't think they did too well. Yeah, the 47 Giants. Brooklyn won the 47 thing in real life, actually. So the 47 Giants will be there. So 2 Giants teams, one thing. Actually, I should technically be watching for. I think I might make a trade with the C group. I think I might make a trade because, yeah, 2 Giants teams. That's kind of a little bit of taboo. Although, yeah, it's just for one. I mean, like, they might be. And then two is like the 1923 Kansas City Monarchs. But the Kansas City Monarchs are, of course, the Negro League team. They brought 2 Negro League teams in 1923 to the 20s and 30s set. And they actually finished behind I don't know. Well, they split it between East and West. I can't remember who, but yeah, the 23 Monarchs. Because someone won the batting title, they got into the thing, so they'll play. And also, lastly, will be number 10. So that's the 1969 Minnesota Twins, who did go to the ALCS. The first ALCS loser was the Minnesota Twins. So that means Montreal and the Monarchs. 94, 94. Well, I don't know what to do. I know the 62 Giants will be number 3. The 69 Twins will be number 4 for sure. The question in my mind is, who do I want as the 1 seed? Do I want the 94 Expos or do I want the 23 Monarchs? But you know what? National pride wins out. So the 94 Expos will be tops in the group. And yes, I will keep the 47 Giants because it doesn't matter. It's only going to be one team. All right. So the 1990s, the 94 Expos will be in as the 1 seed. Number 2 will be the 23 Monarchs. The 23 Kansas City Monarchs. And number 2, and they have to play that thing, right? Yep. Number 3 will be the 62 Giants. Yeah, the 62 Giants are number 3. Oh, yeah, I got to make sure that's best of 7. Number 4 will be the 69 Twins. Yeah, 69 Twins will be number 4. Number 5, 6, 7. How do I determine it? I could make it the battle. You know what? I'm going to make it the battle of, well, let's see. The 30 Dodgers. Yeah. Well, the 30 champions were the Chicago. Who were the 30 champions? Were it? Oh, they were the Cardinals, and they lost the World Series. The 62 Angels. No, the 30 Dodgers were the 30 Cubs. They didn't make it to the final. The 62 Angels were technically fall behind the American League, which was, well, they were the American League team, and the 47 Giants fell behind Brooklyn, but they didn't win the World Series either. So yeah, so the NL was second. 52. No, the 62 Angels will be 5th. Yeah, the 1962 Angels will be 5th. Based on the fact that the AL won the World Series. So the 62 Angels get the benefit of a doubt and will face the 69 Twins. And I will make the 47 Giants number 6 on the list. Yeah, the 47 Giants. Yeah, the 47 Giants will be number 6 because I'll make it the Battle of the Giants. And that means the 1930 Dodgers will be number 7. So that'll be the setup. 62 Angels will play the 69 Twins. The 47 Giants will take on the 62 Giants. And the 30 Dodgers will take on the 1923 Kansas City Monarchs. And 94 Expos will get the bye into the semifinals. Place on final team. And DH for all. I just want to see how they would do the DHs and all that. So, yeah. I know a lot of people said, what about the Monarchs? But, I got to go national pride. If it wasn't for the 94 Expos, I definitely would have put the Monarchs number 1. Second chance B, just to make sure that we got the schedule. So, yeah, Bola Joe Rogan, Costco Odell, and Belinsky Boswell. So, yeah, so those are the matchups you will see and all that. And then, of course, we'll have the second chance bracket C. And all that. Let's go back to random. And first off is 9. That is the 1961 Cincinnati Reds, who lost the final in real life. And then you got the 1908 Detroit Tigers. I think they took second, didn't they? No, it was Boston, Cleveland, and Detroit were battling, and I think Detroit was second. Yeah, the Cubs took No, the Cubs took care of Detroit. So they did get to the final. That's right. The Cubs in their 1908 World Series beat the Tigers. So they are in the final. 21 is the 2016 Boston Red Sox, who did they make the playoffs that year? I don't think so. No, they didn't because Toronto played Baltimore in the wild card game, and I think the Yankees. Yeah, the 2016 Red Sox. Did they? I don't think they did anything. I think the Yankees won the division. But I think the Red Sox won the division, didn't they? Mm, no, they won. They finished first in the AL East. Yeah, they won the AL because Baltimore and Toronto had to play each other. And Boston fell to Cleveland, right? Yeah, because Toronto took on Texas and beat them. And then of course um, Boston fell to Cleveland. Yeah, Boston was supposed to beat Cleveland, but they didn't. Yeah, so Boston were what we call quarterfinals and all that. So yeah, Boston lost in the ALDS. 11 is the 1970s, and that would be the 79 Pirates. We Are Family. They won. I remember that. We are family. 5 is the 1941 fourth place team, that being the Chicago Cubs, and they didn't do so well. They didn't make the playoffs. So 41 Cubs, I don't think did that well in real life. 20 is the 2005 Mets. I don't think those guys did well. The '05 Mets. I don't think they did well either. And then the last team is 14. That's the 1985 fourth place team. That being the New York Mets, the '85 Mets, who actually almost got in. They were second to the Cardinals because they did quite well. Now they were second in the division. St. Louis just nipped them at the line. So that's the random sequence generator. So let's see. We only have one World Series champion out of everything. So the 79 Pirates are definitely, as of the 70s, right? 70s playoffs? Yeah. So the 79 Pirates are the 1 seed because they're the only World Series champs in that whole 17 thing. Now, there were 2 winners in A, 2 winners in B, and 1 in C. So the 79 Pirates, by proxy, will get the bye. Now, let's see. 61 Reds and 1908 Tigers. How did we decide second? Well, the Cubs and Yankees both were the champions. And let's face facts. Everyone knows that the 61 Yankees were dominant. So for the Reds to lose to the 61 Yankees and to give them a fright, we're going to give the 61 Reds the benefit of a doubt and give them number 2. So the 61 Reds, because they lost to the 61 Yankees, who were better than the 1908 Cubs. It was the 1906 Cubs. That's a different story. So the 1908 Tigers will be number 3. Boston made the playoffs, so they were 4th. So the 2016 Red Sox will finish 4th. I think they made that postseason thing. Yes, they did. So they're 4. And then I'm going to make the 85 Mets 5 because they were second in the division and should have won the division. I think they were in the playoff. Wasn't there a 1-game playoff with the Mets? Yes, there was. I just remember. Yes, there was. So yeah, they're the 5 seed. They'll face the 2016 Red Sox. 6, 7 Cubs and Mets. Yeah, I would have made the 85 Cubs and Mets. Well, I don't know what to do. Who should I make number 6 and who should I make number 7? Technically, the '05 Mets had Pedro on the mound. Yeah, so I think they were postseason, right? The Mets? Yeah. I know it's off of that, but oh, sorry. No, wrong one. We'll go back. Yeah, the '05 Mets, I think, were better off in a sense. So I'll make them number 6. And the 41 Cubs are number 7. So And then that makes the 41 Cubs number 7. All right, so that's what we'll do. All right, so here's how it sets up. The 85 Mets take on the 2016 Red Sox. The 2005 Mets take on the 1908 Detroit Tigers, and the 41 Cubs take on the 61 Reds. The 79 Pirates get the bye. Got the bye into the semifinals. And make sure this is best of 7. 7's all across the board. Okay, place on final team. DH for all teams. We'll see you guys. All right, so I've got everything set up. So, of course, the 3 winners of the 3 groups plus a second place team from one of the other groups will make a 4-team playoff for the 64th and final spot. That doesn't mean you're the 64th and final seed. So yeah, we'll just do the schedule on Summers. So yeah, that's Passeru and O'Toole. So that's just basically how it sets up and all of that. So that's what we'll do. So that's what we'll set up. And of course, we'll go through the 3 groups 2 days a week. And then on Sunday will be the big final 4 to see who gets spot number 64. It should be epic. Anyway, I've jumped. I'm going to do.